Maybe we could take that consciousness even further. I'd be interested to see what you think about this. So, cells are a self-organizing system, no boss, no blueprints. And we found in the conversation we've explored so far that we too, human beings, are part of this unfolding story of intelligence, self-organizing, spontaneous, no boss, no blueprints. We are conscious, highly evolved consciousness. The Earth has a magnetic field, it has atmosphere, it has all of these incredible qualities. It's a self-organizing system. The sun, although it's the one constant we can rely on, comes up every morning. It itself is in perpetual flux, and all the way to the universe. So if fractally embedded from the astonishingly small atom to the universe itself, it's all self-organizing systems all the way up. Is the universe alive in the same way that we are alive? What's your thoughts on how the consciousness then manifests itself in bigger and bigger systems?
Yeah, I know these are profound questions, and there's this concept of panpsychism, which basically sort of answers what you're saying by saying yes, in fact, there is the universe itself is conscious, and every little atom and every little sub particle system within the atom is to some degree conscious. And in fact, there are some very serious scientists. There's one guy called Giulio Tononi, one of the leading scientists in neuroscience and systems understanding of neuroscience, who has developed what he calls an integrated information theory of consciousness, which leads scientifically to this notion that you can define consciousness as being the sort of coherent meaning arising from a system over and above just what the parts themselves can do. And under that scenario, everything is conscious. And so most clearly then the universe itself is. Now, personally, I look at that and I get that, and I don't disagree with it in the slightest. But to me, I ask myself, what is it? What is the implication of that? What's the meaning of that? Because it's a little bit like we can think of consciousness then like a spectrum. So maybe there is an experience or a consciousness that is in that atom, or maybe this glass itself, not even the water, just the glass, has a certain level of consciousness. But what does that really mean? I mean, we know that if I smash that glass, I don't think the glass is going to suffer. It's not, I mean, I'll suffer because it'll feel bad to break the coherence of something of beauty or whatever, but it won't actually, sort of do something. But to me, even if I accept that everything, there's a level of consciousness everywhere, to me, the most miraculous stage increase in that spectrum is when life emerges, because life takes that layer of consciousness and it brings it to a whole different reality, where even the tiniest little cell, even the first proto cells on Earth, billions of years ago, they developed something else. They developed a sense of value. And even the tiniest little cell at the earliest stage said, this chemical, this molecule is good for me because it enables me to keep catalyzing other things and take the energies of the sun and keep growing. That one's not good for me. It kind of blows my system up. So I choose this and I don't choose that. And that's where basically a different layer of intentionality, that's where value really first enters into the universe at that moment. And of course, we can expect that very likely that layer, that quantum leap in consciousness probably exists in many places around the universe. I don't believe the Earth is the only place at all where that is the case, but it's the only one we know of. And that's where life on this place, on this Earth, is so miraculous, because I think what we can accept is the universe in its self-organized capacity set the conditions for life to occur. In that sense, we can revere the glory of this incredible, unfolding, massive, and sort of this reality, this manifestation that is so far beyond what our brains can even begin to comprehend. And all we can do ultimately, in my mind, is just feel a reverence for that glory. And then we can recognize there's a certain, I call it divinity, that arises with life itself. This way in which something emerged, of which we are part, which is so much bigger than us, and which really connects, really enables the universe to kind of reflect on itself through our own human consciousness. And that, to me, when we see that we're part of this thing, we realize the divinity is there within each of us. We can look in the mirror and we can see that God, we can see the universe itself looking back at us.